Jim, you were saying you used to thatch years ago. You used to thatch.
Yeah, thatch. Yeah, I'm a thatcher. And I had an old thatch house here myself. Years gone by, used to repair now and again to be a thatch.
What made you go thatching?
Not in particular. My grandfather was the influence pulling the straw for him. Got me started, you know. Yeah, very, very important to have the straw in the right sheaves, a cord, you know, bundle. You tie it up in bundles, straight. You'd pull it 2 or 3 times to make sure it was straight. Yeah, oh no. That's thatching. Now it's all reading. There's no such thing as the ordinary thatch anymore. That's gone. The straw is no use. It's all combined straw. It's all reeds now.
You would have used straw.
Yes. Oh, it was straw in my time.
Yeah.
Wheat and straw. It was good and long, you know. Yeah.
Were there many thatchers around years ago?
At that time there was a lot of thatchers around. There were a lot of thatch houses. And most of the houses in Russia straight are tile roofs nowadays. All raw thatch, nearly. The farmers set up just to the other side of the ditch there with a big thatcher, and it went to fire and burned down. There wasn't any more than 9 or 10 at the time. And that big farmhouse burned down. So they rebuilt it then with a modern concrete job. And got back into it on the first day the war started in September. Was this the 1st of September? It was 39. Yeah. Went back into the new house. A modern, you know, 2-story. And it's still there to the good.
And were there many thatched houses around?
There was quite a few around. Quite a few thatched houses around. Yeah. No, and I think, yes, there was. I'd say half the houses in the area was thatched nearly. You know, they allowed chalets and huts, and people lived in very small areas on the thatch. You know. So, no. Some of the farmers, they made farmhouses out of the thatched house. I remember one old lady up the road bringing the sow into the kitchen to farrow. That is true. Of a winter's night. Sow on the kitchen floor, an old clay floor, wasn't a tile floor or concrete floor them days. It was all mud, yellow clay. Yeah, and so that was building the wall with mud was involved with straw. You had to have straw in the mud, walk it into it or trample it into it with a horse or something, you know, walk it to get the straw into the mud. It was important to have the straw in the mud to build the wall.
Did you ever see a clay wall being built?
I ever did, yeah. I've been a part of that old story house with clay wall.
What did you use, Jim? Was it marl?
Marl. Dig it out of the ground. There was a special type of marl. Only in certain areas, say in wet, heavy land. So it'd be like putty. You know, it'd go together and get as hard as a rock when it had dry out. But when it come out of the ground, it'd be like a clod of putty. You know, it was really heavy, wet, sticky stuff. And that dry out in the wall, as hard as a block nearly.
How did you mix the straw with it?
Walked it into it, sprung it into it. Yeah. It was a big job. You get a horse and walk him in and out through it, through the mud. To get to mix the straw, in the mud. Oh, that big operation, them days. Yeah.
Did you see it being done with the horse?
No, I didn't actually see it done with the horse. No. Done by hand. What I seen done, you know.
Mixing the marl with the...
Mix it, yes. Sprong it, shovel it or spade it, whatever. Mix it up. Yeah. So.
And then when you were building the wall, Jim, did you sprung it up?
You use the sprong
Yeah.
up, and then you straighten it while you get a spade, and you shape it down at both sides. To straighten it up. Because if you in and out a bit, and you straighten the whole thing with a spade. Clip it down long, and reuse what had come down off it. Again. I know I was a knack in it, you know.
And would the walls be going straight, or would it be going at a bit of an
It
angle?
might have been straight. I never seen a straight wall in a thatched house.
Did you put anything else in the straw in with it?
No,
any
not
horsehair or anything like that?
Just mud, the marl and the straw.
Marl, yeah.
That's all it was used. Yeah.
And then how did you finish it then?
Oh, just trim it down with a spade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they use what they call a lime mortar. That type of old lime kilns. And they get the lime and then mix it in the soil. Like a plaster, something like a plaster, and they plaster the inside of the house or the outside with this plaster. And that's how they got it smooth. Yeah, one country or Tommy Cadam or what do you call it? No.
What were the names of the tools you had for thatching?
You had a rake to rake down what you thatch. You rake the roof where you have to thatch it. You put water on it. Throw a bucket of water on it, so it'd be wet, and it'd lie down. And you raked out a rake, a special rake, for that purpose. And there was a lad, there was a stick about that length, maybe, with a knob on it here. Called it, what the hell, my memory now. You push that into the bundle of straw you'd have in your hand that you want to put in the roof, and push it in. Yeah. A dowel, I think it was, or something like that they called it. Yeah. And sprays, cut the Sally sprays or the bush sprays, and twist them, burn them in the middle, so they twist halfway, halfway. That was very important, the spray. And the most of them were Sally, what they call it, Sally spray, or good long bushes, made good spray also. But the Sally was the main one.
You wouldn't use a furze bush, would you?
Oh, fir bush, a good clump of fir bushes that's grown young.
Yeah.
And grown up fairly well. There wouldn't be as thick as that, there'd be you get lovely pen-size timber out of them, about that length, you split it, twist it in the middle, so that push it into the thatch. Then you use the runners as well along the roof. The sprays that keep the straw down on the edge. Otherwise the wind would blow it, turn it up. So no, we're well organised that way.
When you're building the roof of the thatched house, Jim, what did you use on the roof of a thatched house?
Ordinary poles for the what they call the main beams. You wouldn't be going that high anyway. You're only on a small roof, and you no trouble getting poles. The forest here, anyway, like that type of pole. You get a larch pole, a very good one. Spruce. It's a very soft wood, spruce. Woodworm inclined to get into it. Larch is a different wood. You can get larch, some old forestry. So there is forestry down there. So you know your size, your house. If it's that length, you can figure out 10 or 12, 25 or 30 poles for both sides, and your eave as well. Then you use the sallies, the wattles, across for the hold the straw. And you get good oaten straw, long, someone will grow half a feet of oats for you. Thrash it. And you lay that long, tight down with your sprays and with good depth on it. The sharper you can raise that roof, the better. Longer the life. Do not have it like that flat. Water run off quick and dry off quicker. It's the water line on it, if it's flat. Only half the life of it, or less than half. Make sure you make sure your runners is long enough. That's that'll determine your roof, the poles that you use up and down. Yeah, but we keep away from that, lad. You'll go nowhere. We get no distance out of it.
You were telling me the Sally should be 2 years old. The Sally should be 2 years old.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
A 2-year-old. From that up, a young Sally, first year Sally be too soft. Yeah. If you could ditch a Sally somewhere and cut them, and have the young lads growing for about 2 years, and then cut them for your main job. And then knack in it. Yeah. Otherwise, the life of your roof will be short. But a young Sally 2-year-old get very tough. And it's very, very pliable as well. It'll bend with you, where you want to go with it. Yeah. I hope I'm around to see it.
You will.
I'll go down to see it and make sure and have a nice girl there. The old way, and I always say, I'd love to go back to my old ways. I would. If I had the opportunity, I would go back in the morning. I enjoyed my young days. I had nothing, but I enjoyed them.